What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Purple Political Breakdown, where we try to find out political solutions without political bias. Now, today I'm going to be reacting to the highlights of the Nikki Haley, DeSantis. They're the other two candidates that's not Donald Trump that's leading in the Republican primary. And I couldn't watch the full thing. I can't find the full thing anywhere for some weird reason. So the best I could do is look at the highlights and give you my unfiltered thought. Since it's only 2 minutes and 48 seconds, I can make a full reaction video. And yes, my face is not in it. Sorry. We'll be back doing that sooner rather than later. But let's react to this. DeSantis and Nikki Haley. Let's rock and roll. And for some reason, you only can hear it out of one ear. I don't know if that's my end or CNN because I only can hear it out of one ear. It's kind of weird.
People that will be amnestied when I'm president is zero. We cannot do an amnesty in this country. First of all, it's going to do is cause more people to want to come illegally. So you got to enforce the law. It's got to be consistent. People got to know it's there. You also have to remove benefits.
All right, he wants to remove amnesty. I'm going to make sure that I have the definition of amnesty for y'all. An official pardon who've been convicted of political offenses. Let me see. I knew that. Let me try to see in regards to immigration. What is immigration amnesty? Immigration amnesty is a legal concept which provides certain non-United States aliens with the ability to remain in the United States either on a temporary or permanent basis. Individuals seeking amnesty are often individuals who are fleeing conditions of religious or political persecution in their country of origin. In general, amnesty refers to an individual who has been entered into the United States but who entered illegally. These individuals may be granted a pardon for their illegal entry. Refugees or asylum laws, in comparison, may cover situations where the individual has not yet fled from their home country. So, DeSantis is basically saying under no circumstances are illegal aliens allowed in the country. And I think that's a little disingenuous. One, I don't think DeSantis can enforce something like this. Very special circumstances of illegal aliens fleeing from their country probably deserve amnesty. I mean, especially the ones that are, you can almost guarantee their innocence, like children, right? So I don't think he can really enforce this, but I mean, it sounds good. I get bringing down the illegal immigration crisis, but there's a way to do it without taking away the people who are suffering and trying to have a better life coming to America under very, very specific circumstances. That's all I wanted to say in regards to that, but let's keep on going.
For people who are here illegally. We should not let states provide these benefits. You know, in Florida, obviously, we don't do that. We don't allow the driver's license and all that. But some states do, and it creates a magnet for people coming in.
You do not have to.
Weird. The audio cut out there. I don't know if it's me. I don't think it's me. I'm gonna look at the comment section. I'm gonna make sure I'm not tripping. Nobody talks about it. Okay. So I don't know how DeSantis is also going to enforce other state governments creating policies that benefit their people, even illegal immigrants. I mean, I thought the idea is for federal government to lessen in power from the Republican side. So DeSantis can say this all he wants. How are you going to enforce this is my question. That's my big question. All right, let's hear what Nikki Haley has to say.
To choose when it comes to national security. This is about keeping Americans safe. This is about preventing war. This is about keeping our military men and women from having to fight a war. And you only do that when you focus on national security, not telling lies to the American people that they have to choose. That is wrong. That's never been the case.
So this is the UN way of thinking that we're.
I wish I had the context on why DeSantis indicated that or lied or told people to choose. If it's in regards to the immigration situation, there's a certain things that he said that he couldn't enforce. So I would say that probably is misleading. But I would need more context. See, I hate watching highlights. I really do. I can't find the full episode, so this is the best I can do to give my full thoughts on this debate because I'm not gonna read someone else's analysis about it. So this is the best I can get. But even this is misleading because you're only getting certain details, right? As for Nikki Haley, I agree. You have to focus on national security. There's elements of national security that we definitely need to improve on, including the border, making the border stronger on both on every element or every side of the United States of America, the southern border, northern border, and obviously we want to make sure our east and west coast is good in terms of people coming from overseas. And another part is obviously the internet. Make sure our cybersecurity is stronger. Make sure our ability to utilize AI and coding is at top notch, the best as it can be. These are very important elements of national security, especially the internet nowadays. So, if that's what she's referring to, then sure.
We're somehow globalists and we have unlimited resources to do. You know, I think here's the problem. You can take the ambassador out of the United Nations, but you can't take the United Nations out of the ambassador.
It wouldn't mute again. Not sure why I did that, but yeah. I mean, yeah, we're not globalists. That's a very fair thing to say. As of right now, we are the number one power in the world. And if we are going to retain our supremacy or if we're going to retain our influence, then I'm the Bills and Steelers game is on my side and he almost got an interception. But if you're going to be that country, then you also have to keep in mind your influence, right? So the point that DeSantis is trying to make here is that Nikki Haley is putting international affairs in the forefront, considering she's an ambassador. It needs to be a combination of the two. I don't know why people try to make it a domestic or international. It needs to be a combination. The only way the United States specifically works, because we're not like a Scandinavian country, a small country that tries to be neutral in a lot of these affairs. No, we are the number one country. We are the strongest country. We are the most influential country. If we want to retain that status, saying that we can't focus on international affairs is ridiculous. It's idiotic and it's brain dead. We do need to focus on domestic affairs in combination with international affairs. Of course, you could argue in terms of the allocation of resources and how we best use those should be talked about. Fine. But at the same time, we do have the capabilities to focus on domestic affairs. And the reason why we need to do better in terms on focusing on domestic affairs is that the people who are watching this video, you need to be more involved in your local politics. You need to be more involved in the local issues. You can't just let very specific individuals be in control of that. Domestic issues has always been a state and local thing. I think you guys are misguided because the federal government, yes, cares about the domestic issues. Yes, has to make sure that people are okay. But the federal government is the part of the government that focuses on international issues primarily. Your state government, your local government, those people shouldn't care about international affairs. How much do you pay attention to it? Do you know who your senator is? Do you know who your governor is? Do you know what your state laws are? This is the problem. People are paying attention to the wrong things. If you want your locale to be better, pay attention to the people in your state government. I think it's. I don't know if it's. I know what it is. I'm sorry. It's not the people's fault. It's your Republican representatives misleading you to thinking that in order for the country domestically to be the best it can be, the federal election matters the most. It's their fault because they know that's not true. You know it's not true. Just think logically. The way something's going to change in your area is at the local level. Let's continue.
When you look at Donald Trump, I have said, I think he was the right president at the right time. I agree with a lot of
I
his
don't agree to
policies,
that.
but his way is not my way. I don't have vengeance. I don't have vendettas. I don't take things personally. For me, it's very much about no drama, no whining, and getting results and getting them done. So I don't think that President Trump is the right president to go forward. I think it's time for a new generational leader that's going to go and make America proud again. That's what I'm going to try and do.
Make America proud again, Mappa. Oh, it's so funny how Republicans have to legit stay away from MAGA because of how well Trump trademarked those four letters. Like if you're a Republican, if you say MAGA, if you say "Make America Great Again," they're immediately gonna, oh, you're just copying Trump. Trump did an excellent job trademarking and symbolizing that term. It's very, very intelligent. I'm not gonna lie.
You're going to find out tonight that there's going to be a lot of Ron's lies that have happened. He's only mad about the donors because the donors used to be with him, but they're no longer with him now. And that's because he's upset about the fact that his campaign is exploding. You're going to see the fact that he has switched his policies multiple times, and we'll call that out tonight. But every time he lies, Drake University, don't turn this into a drinking game because you will be overserved by the end of the night.
See, I think when I watched the first Republican debate panel, it was very clear to me that Nikki Haley seemed like the most capable. I think DeSantis had a terrible first outing. I think Nikki Haley and Vivek, I'm gonna start saying his name right, Vivek, had the best outing on the first debate panel. On the second debate panel, I think DeSantis was better. I think Vivek had a terrible outing, and then I think Nikki Haley was still extremely strong. I think she's been strong in every debate panel. The difference is she went from, okay, I'm going to tell you my policies, to I'm going to show you why I am the leader, the strong leader, and calling out these imposters. And DeSantis was, like, in that one highlight, he was absolutely destroyed. Because one of the biggest criticisms regarding Nikki Haley is that she has a lot of donors. She has a lot of people funding her campaign. Is that a bad thing inherently? I don't think so, personally. I mean, if people are going to support you, they're going to give you money. I mean, your favorite person, all of those people get given money. The person you watch on YouTube gets sponsored by someone. Like, that's just how it is. I think people get a weird notion that just because someone gives you money, that's a bad thing. You don't truly believe that if you think about every example of things that you support. The problem is, if they're giving you money, are they giving your money because they want you to do a favor? And that's illegal. That's not okay. That is bad. So we got to make sure we don't allow those things. With that said, people like DeSantis also has donors. People like Vivek also has donors. The extent, the amount, fair to say that Nikki Haley has much more than people like Vivek, and probably more than DeSantis, especially since the DeSantis campaign is imploding. She is right about that. He went from hands down number second, and Nikki Haley just rose in the campaign, which I'm not surprised at because I've been watching her, and I thought since the beginning that she was the most qualified Republican candidate, and I'm just being honest here. And I completely think that she is the only candidate in the Republican Party that can realistically beat Joe Biden. Donald Trump, maybe, because he has a loyal supporting cast, but he's on a whole bunch of issues that I'm not going to address right now. So, yeah.
Donald Trump's running to pursue his issues. Nikki Haley's running to pursue her donors' issues. I'm running to pursue your issues. We don't need another mealy-mouthed politician who just tells you what she thinks you want to hear just to try to get your vote, then to get in office and to do her donors' bidding. She was in another state, and she said the people of Iowa's votes need to be corrected. This is somebody that wrote in her book that Hillary Clinton inspired her to first run for office. I'm the only one that's going to be able
I'm gonna
to lead this country's revival. I'm asking for your support, and I won't let you down.
I do think DeSantis is a capable politician. I do think he has I think he works well for a Republican state. I don't think he would make a good president. I don't think so at all. Um, which is, it is what it is. I think when you're president, and I stand by this, you have to understand compromise. I don't know if DeSantis does necessarily. And I do think he doesn't have an identity. And I do think, like he said, that I'm saying words you know, that are just trying to appeal to the people. And to be fair, I don't know if this is true until I see Nikki Haley in action. From what I've known, there's nothing in terms of her repertoire from her being a state senator that is to scoff at. Everything she did, she said she was going to do, she did, from my understanding. Obviously, y'all can tell me I'm wrong. But to be fair to DeSantis, so did he, to an extent, right? There's a few things that I've seen over the debate panels that he said and it was kind of misleading about and kind of trying to appeal to the people. So that's a little of a hypocritical statement considering he does the same thing. But that's all we got from there. I wish I could have watched the whole thing, but from my understanding, it looks like Nikki Haley probably beat him just from the highlights. You can tell me if I'm wrong. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Check out the podcast, www.purplepoliticalbreakdown.com, the podcast where we are focusing on solutions, political solutions without political bias. Hope you have a good one. Take care and peace.